I mean, I was a salesman for a long time before I got into politics.
Oh, really?
And it's like, you got to believe in your product for one, but you've also got to tell the benefits of your product before people, and nothing will convince people that you're earnest than speaking from your heart about what you believe in. Yeah. Hopefully you can do it in an articulate manner, but that's what you have to do. But here, it's a perfect form to be able to do that.
Yeah, you got a sales background?
I have a sales back. The 15 years prior to my being elected, I was in the technology realm. Mm-hmm. I worked for electronic components distribution companies, so we represented guys like Intel and Texas Instruments. So 2 years in Montreal, 5 years in Seattle, and 8 years in Calgary. But when I was in Seattle, for instance, Microsoft was one of my customers. So this whole piece, and the convergence to digital is huge to me, because I got a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, and top of mind is their future, but seeing where this could go. And I don't think a lot of people have enough vision. They're too scared about what the future may hold. What it holds is money and opportunity. And anybody who's in business should be embracing both of those things.
That's really refreshing to hear. I mean, and it's interesting to come from, like you said, you're in this political position, but you're trying not to get too political about it. And Canadian film and television is inherently tied to bureaucracy. We have a public funding system, so
and that is fortunate and unfortunate. But I don't think we spend enough time talking about excellence. If you're in a business and you're not looking to be the best, then why in business? And we have a system right now, and I'm one of 10 provinces, but I'm the one that actually will speak out about it, and some can't or won't for whatever reason, whatever. But it's a public dollars. It's a taxpayer's dollars at the end, and so I got to be the voice for them. And it's like, why can't we be better? Why do we have all this great talent goes south of the border? We can't produce one theatrical release. We can't produce one movie that can get shown in the cinema and actually get people to show up on it. Are we not good enough to do that? That's ridiculous. And we should demand more of ourselves. And especially for a business that's subsidized by the taxpayers' dollars, we should demand that, and the taxpayers should demand that up. They've told me that. And so I'll carry that message forward. I know that upsets some people, but you know what? Some can't handle the truth.
You stood up at the last panel and you said, I fund a lot of stuff and I fund a lot of crap. Can you reiterate that for me?
Well, I said I fund a lot of crap, and I said, half of what we fund probably never gets shown. And somebody came after me and says, I was offended and excited by your comment. And I said, offended how? He says, well, it's art. I said, if we're funding art, we're funding art. But you know what? Art has to be seen. You don't fund stuff to put on a shelf that nobody will ever see. And you don't fund stuff just to be okay. We need to fund, if you're going to create an industry, you're telling us the value proposition is for every dollar we invest in government, you get $6 out, then tell us it's a business that has value and it's going to create jobs and it's going to create an economic benefit. Art creates way more jobs in our province than film and television does. Way more. And I said it's a value proposition, and it's like, as a business person, you should be asking yourself that, and as a taxpayer, we should be asking why we don't get better stuff. And I don't have all the answers. I mean, but it was to generate a discussion, because I think we need to have a discussion both in the province, but more importantly in this country, because collectively, 2 levels of government are funding most of this, and we have to ask, why can't we do better?